Hello! Welcome to Call of Dice and a new episode of Dangerous Cults and Where to Find Them. Chapter 2, Episode 6. We have three of our players here today. First and foremost, yes, I almost forgot. Hi, I'm Rin. I can be found on most social media as Rin Beastie. And with me, I have Eric.
Hello, my name is Eric. I usually go by the handle Rake Makes on most social media. Also part of the duo Mitter Makes on Instagram and Facebook. Not Twitter though. Don't know why. And I'll be playing Marcel Dubois-Etoile, the French parapsychologist.
And then we have Rick.
No, just Rick, not Eric. We've already talked to Eric.
We have Rick.
Did you see? But I am Rick Erstwells, and I could be found online if you be partial to such a thing as Carsale. Because Carsale apparently was I can't do this. Yes, I play Archie Burnell. The reason you came tonight. You're welcome. Next.
Teddy.
Oh, I'm so tempted to change my name to Frederick or something.
Don't.
But alas, I'm still Teddy, and you will find me as the Fussy Teddy on most platforms. And I'll still be running along as Sergeant Cooper.
Yay. And my name is Evie. I am known online as Ehadra, and I play Peggy Andrews. And for some strange reason, I'm Welsh today.
Thank you, Rick, for serving Ivy realness.
You are aware that I'm going to tell her this, that you made her Welsh.
Please don't do that.
Her family is going to be very indignated.
Indignation.
There are some sins that cannot be forgiven.
Her
Becoming Welsh is one of them.
might accept that he might be part Scottish. He accepts that he's Irish. But
Also,
Welsh...
Lutra says, Rick, you finally cracked Neris's accent.
I wasn't even trying.
Neris is, by the way, a character in another streamed game that we did a while back. And Rick kept messing up the accents and mixing up the names.
Okay, Welsh turns into Irish.
It was quite a beautiful chaos.
Irish turns into Scottish, or sometimes Welsh turns into Indian. But yeah.
Yeah. So, introductions.
Accent, but it's turned more Irish with the years.
Yeah. So with introductions wrapped up and done, let us return to the Mauritania and
To the Wikis link.
let's see if we can Peggy Andrews has the most strange sensation of being back in America where she first met some deep ones. She's fighting alongside her husband-to-be, and then all of a sudden they're on board the Mauritania, and they're standing on deck looking over the rails where tentacles come up from the ocean to swallow the ship. She wakes up in her bed, sweat dripping from her brow, as she sees the very same tentacles come up from under the bed, reaching up to grab her feet, her hands. And then she wakes up. For real this time. Archie,
Yes, boss.
you knock on Peggy's door the morning after this magical demonstration.
Oh yeah, that thing. That was really magical. Yeah. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta.
The door is opened by Lisa, who only slightly cracks it, and she peers out at you and says, "Ma'am's not feeling well. Sorry, Mr. Burnell. She needs some time alone."
Like alone, or Like,
yes, to just... She's feeling unwell, so she's keeping in the bed today.
Lisa, this isn't like a alone as in not Archie, but like alone as in not Archie, not Marcel, and not Cooper.
Yes,
Okay, good.
as in just me and her today.
Okay. Do you need anything?
Oh no, we've had breakfast sent over, so they should be here any minute. Oh, there they are. You see a little trolley being pushed towards her door, and the smell of coffee and fresh pastries reaches your nose.
Well, then I'll go and keep the boys out of trouble. You know, if Peggy's not there, then someone has to, right? Huh? I wish her our best, and if it gets worse, you tell us, yes?
Of course. She's just a bit out of sorts. She should be fine. It's no fever or anything. She's just need some time. Thank you for
Time?
understanding.
Distractions, Lisa. Do you follow me? Distractions. Don't let the mind wander.
All right.
Keep her busy.
I can do that.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Okay, I guess I'll go and bother someone else. Steals a round of toast off the table, sticks it in his mouth, and then just walks down the corridor, realizing that it was raw and didn't have butter on it. This may have been a mistake.
Incorrigible.
She's late for first day of anime school.
Incorrigible, that man, she says, and lets the young man with the trolley come in and closes the door. Isn't raw toast just bread? Yes, Rick.
It's cooked bread,
And
it's very dry.
I love how both Charlie and Rick posted that almost simultaneously.
Is raw toast dough?
Don't
Or
be
is it
like
raw bread?
that. It's raw until it's fulfilled its destiny, which is to have a butter applied on it, or jam.
I mean, a raw toast, isn't that dough?
I think we're getting a bit off. Wait, Rick,
This is
So-
episode. This is now a bread stream.
Yes. Let's move on from the
baker.
raw toast and to the two other lads. Whereabouts are you? It's they still serve breakfast. There's about another hour left before the breakfast service is closing, and they're tidying away the tables. So you can still go and sit down and, have some food.
Marcel sits down and his eyes are like, he got like dark rings under his eyes. He sits down and looks around, looks for a cup of coffee and takes 2 cups of coffee and put them in one and just chugs it down.
So he takes two cups of espresso and puts it into a cappuccino cup.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah,
Then just,
that tracks.
I feel like we're getting hung up on the details. Yeah.
And food. I think that
dangerous crusts and where to find.
that is kind of
No crusts. Makes your
dangerous
hair curly.
crust and where to biscuit. I don't know. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Marcel's basically looking like he hasn't slept all night and is being awake by sheer force of will. And he looks over like what looks like a notebook.
Thomas.
Yeah, I'm guessing Cooper's also down there. He's probably been awake for quite a while already. Probably sitting there drinking coffee and smoking his pipe, just casually.
I should do.
You can't see Professor Folder or either of his students anywhere.
Dead.
But after a little while, Archie comes to join you.
Yes, bonjour, Archie. Quite a night we had yesterday, no?
Suppose. Was Cooper at this point? Sorry, is he right in front of me as well?
Probably.
Probably.
He's behind you.
Over here.
Smell the pipe smoke before I see it. Grabs the chair,
So,
slumps down in it. Yeah. Anyone checked on the dude professor yet? The ex-professor? Ex-professor?
I have not. Will they not be joining us for breakfast, no?
Who?
The professor, no?
Well, I'd assume not, considering we just caused him all of his future divorces in one day. Trauma-wise, I mean.
Oh yeah, Professor Peterson is nowhere to be seen either.
See, called it. What do we think? $5 says he's dead.
Already?
$10 says it's suicide.
Marcel puts $10 on the table.
This is how we do it? Yes?
No, you give that to me when you lose.
Oh, I thought we were making a bet. Okay, good. But why would the professor be dead?
Well,
Because Archie here is somewhat paranoid.
Well, then I suggest we could check on him right away.
Well,
No?
yes. Do you know what? Yes, there's $10 involved in this, and even more.
Archie, you hear Harriet's voice.
Do you hear that, then, gentlemen? That's $10 being earned. Yes.
You pretended to laugh.
So, I think you would be interested in this because they've just found a body.
Is it by any chance Professor Peterson's?
Who?
Oh, I'm gonna have to identify him, aren't I? Great, sure. Show me the way. Come on, you two.
She
Wait, what?
was found. She was found on deck this morning.
Okay. So why would that?
Are you finished eating?
I didn't eat. Yes.
All right.
Mes amis, where is Peggy?
Oh, she's in
Where
the
is
room.
Miss Santos?
She's in a room.
Are
with
you
Lisa.
certain? We need to see who this woman is.
Oh, it's not Peggy.
I checked in on I checked in with Lisa earlier when she was ordering breakfast.
Oh,
Apparently she's ill.
but we still need to see who this woman is, no?
Oh, it's not Peggy. It's not Lisa.
No, it's not
definitely
Peggy.
Effie.
It's that Babington woman. You know her, Marcel, don't you?
The
widow?
Where we had some common ground to discuss, yes.
Well, you might. You should just. You should follow me.
Do I have to? Should I?
I mean, you don't have to, but
Cooper finds the nearest piece of sandwich or something and just and hands it over to Archie. Come on, let's go.
now that you think about it, there aren't that many people at the breakfast area today. It's a little scarcer than usual when it comes to the amount of people there.
Does this include staff?
No.
Good. Coffee?
I suggest we should investigate this right away, no?
Oh, 1 second.
Marcel grabs some raw toast.
Charming.
Fuck you and your raw toast. Right. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna need to run to the toilet later. Let's go.
You follow Harriet, and she takes you out to the deck outside. It's freezing cold, and you see it before you approached, because you can see the blood on the floor. And Marcel, you recognise the widow's aunt, Mildred Lyle, weeping and rather sobbing unconsolably on the shoulder of a ship security staff member.
That noise. Oh, heavens. Ooh.
As you approach, you see that this is most definitely not an accident. There's simply too much blood for it to be anything like that.
That's not fair. Some accidents can be really accidental, like heavy blood accidental, you know?
I mean, I've seen a lot of bloody accidents today.
Marcelia stares at Archie and Cooper.
I feel like I'm being attacked. Oh, right, it's just Marcel staring at me.
The widow is lying on the deck floor. She has her entire chest cut open from her throat and all the way down to her navel. It looks like this must have been done by someone with a certain amount of strength, because her rib cage has been broken open. And it looks like something's been taken out.
Crap, it's a xenomorph, isn't it?
How many are any of the crew on duty on this?
Yes, there's quite a lot of crew on duty right now. You can see several security guards around the place. You can also see... I'll have to ask you to roll a spot hidden. Because because of how many people are here currently.
Marcel succeeds.
You know what this means, don't you?
Succeeds.
Rick,
No one...
what about Archie?
Gonna... What?
Did you succeed your spot hidden?
I haven't. I've been getting my dice. I've been trying to talk in character, but apparently that's impossible right now. What's that? Can't see in this light. That's a D20. That's not correct. That's 5 and 0. So I beat it by 14.
So you all see, as you lean out a little bit towards the rail, and on the wall, on the ship wall, you can see that there's writing in blood. And it says, "Are you the ones to stop me? The Ripper."
You know, I hate people who call themselves after a verb. You know? Like the jogger or the baker. It's just... it's childish. The Ripper. Although, actually, now that I think about it, I get it, yes. Rips stuff.
You are taking this very casually, are you not?
Well, I know it's a
Archie?
person, for starters, and that's great. I can't tell you how happy I am that it's actually a person doing this.
Wait, is a person, so perhaps show a bit more tact or respect near their loved ones?
And I gesture towards the crying woman.
Marcel, I need you to roll a sanity check.
Yeah. Is it under or over?
Under.
Okay, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Is that because they were good roommates?
No, it's because this is probably...
Marcel hasn't seen this.
No, I don't think Marcel has ever seen anything quite like this. Ever.
Nope.
Well, I got nothing better to do right now. I can't annoy Peggy because she's busy. What do you reckon, gentlemen? Should we stick our oar in and save the day?
Cooper is already on his way over to the crew security.
Take that as a yes.
and ask him, do you need a doctor? Someone to check what has happened.
I think he's a bit late for that.
Haha.
Yeah, that would be quite. Oh, yeah. You're that chap, aren't you? The one who helped us with them Russians, right? You recognise the Scouse fella.
Yeah. Sergeant Cooper. I'm a field medic.
Right.
Can I
Yes.
can I check closer and see if I can?
I appreciate that.
What?
Yep, she's
Appreciate
dead.
that, sir.
So while he bends down and starts looking, while he's doing it, he asks, "What have you gathered so far?"
Well, I don't know really. It looks like someone's, somehow opened up her rib cage and taken something out.
As Marcel here said, he turns away and just takes a few steps back.
Cooper's gonna pull out his knife and use that to carefully prod and see if we can spot what has gone missing.
Okay, first and foremost, I need you to roll a spot hidden, and then I need you to roll a medicine.
On it.
I'm gonna
That's
go
a
with
success on the spot hidden, and on the medicine. Come on, dice, do your. Oh, that is. Where is medicine? Jeg tror det var akkurat. I think that was just. Oh,
crowd
just
control.
I'm gonna use a few luck points to get that. I'm gonna use one luck point.
Ooh.
One whole luck point.
Yes.
Yes. From the spot hidden, you can only surmise that her ribcage has been cut open with some sort of heavy tool. And, well, first it looks like she's been cut open with a scalpel of sorts, and then using a heavy tool, her ribs have simply been cut open so that they have sprung up.
Ooh.
And
Nice.
then been ripped to the side. This would require a considerable amount of strength.
Yeah.
And you can see that her heart has been removed.
Classic.
So traditional.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hmm?
So, was this was this done with like medical tools, or are we talking about like a DIY job here?
How's the ribs cut? Is it a clean cut or is there more tear?
Roll another spot hidden.
I am gonna use more luck points and get that to. I'm gonna use 5 luck points to get that just underneath.
Yeah. It looks like some sort of rough tool, maybe like in the lines of a bolt cutter, but somewhat smaller.
A bolt snipper.
You have also received 5 luck points.
Oh, nice!
And a reroll should you need it.
Ah,
As you're looking at this, though, you notice that There's also blood somewhere else. Her skirt has been kind of dragged up a bit, and there is blood coming out from between her legs.
As this is happening, Marcel is looking everywhere except at the body, trying to
clever.
find some sort of sign of struggle or like tracks or anything. Would be real hard not to look at the body.
Archie's looking at the crowd. I want to see if someone's looking at their handiwork. Can I use psychology for that, or I should just go out and say, "Excuse me, everyone. Does anyone know if they accidentally killed this woman?"
Are you saying that?
Did you?
No. It's alright, everyone. She's going to be fine. Okay, go about your business. She just needs some rest and a cup of tea, okay? Go on,
How's
back
the
to-
aunt doing?
I say that.
Harriet looks at you as like, this is not the time or place for jokes, Archie. She's got a jacket on now. It looks like Richard Block has given her his jacket, and she's standing beside him, kind of like trying to keep warm.
I got 68 on psychology. Do I notice anyone in the crowd who looks suspicious? Like they don't flinch when I make that joke?
No, not really.
Not really, or no?
No.
Dang it.
Is the aunt still crying
Yeah.
or sobbing?
Probably howling more.
Is someone with her or?
Yeah, and she's currently being led out or in rather, and away from the scene. It looks like she's with the ship's doctor, which is why they were very grateful for some extra help.
Marcel wishes to follow.
Yeah.
And taps on the shoulder of the doctor.
Pardon-moi. Sir, I am an acquaintance of the lady, and
I am also, and he procures a paper written in French.
I am also, well, as you say, doctor as you, but of the mind, psychologist. I believe I can be of assistance.
Roll a persuasion.
Patient. Oh damn, that's an 8. Yeah.
What paper are you showing him?
It's my admittance paper to the University of Paris. Not my degree.
No. I think he sees it, and you see him only reading l'Université de Paris or something. Yeah. You see him very quickly read that, and he's like, "Oh yes, Paris, yes. Well, that would be very much appreciated. I'm sure." Mrs. Lyle.
We need to get out to somewhere comfortable.
Mrs. Lyle is still sobbing, and the doctor helps guide her into a lounge where you can sit down. And once she's seated, he disappears for a moment and brings back a cup of tea and just sits down by her as he gives you room to do your work.
Marcel takes her hand.
Madame, I know you did not approve of me, but I assure you, I am here to help. This is a very difficult time for you, I understand completely. So I need you to take a big breath and just tell me everything that happened here and anything that you have seen. And I assure you, we will not rest until we have brought justice to your was it daughter? Sorry.
Niece.
To your niece. You have my word.
Teddy. Meanwhile, Thomas has spotted that there is blood from between the widow's legs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you investigate?
He's gonna look up to the security guards. Lads, I need some cover. If you would hold up some sheets to.
Right. Give us a second. The scouse disappears for a moment and comes back with some sheets, some bed sheets, and has his colleagues hold it up so that they create a bit of a screen around you. They've also started ushering people away so that you can have some space at the crime scene.
Do they try to usher Archie?
Good question.
Not
Let's see.
exactly being helpful, I suppose, so it would make sense.
Yes, they do.
Huh? What? But I'm with Cooper. Tell him I'm with you.
The Irish fellow I'm with. Have him here.
He's talking.
The Irish fella.
He's talking about me.
He doesn't sound very Irish.
Oh.
Alright then.
Oh,
Alright.
jeez, I'm really sorry. Let me just go and get a potato and try again. Christ.
Terribly sorry, sir.
It's okay. I'm sure they didn't cover it in whatever your job is, training.
Oh, school.
Archie, try to be a little less rude. Come here and help me.
He asks too much of me. Yes, what's up? Oh, heavens. Okay, this is new.
Yeah. Might need an extra pair of eyes
what?
on
Oh,
this.
What am I looking for?
I don't know.
Something unusual?
Yeah. This is gonna be probably one of them.
Ah.
And he lifts up the skirt.
You lift up the skirt, and I think
No judging.
I need you to roll. Let's see. Roll a power roll.
A what?
Power.
Power.
Yeah. Or is it saying
Both of you.
Power.
Power.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going to use that reroll. Thank you.
Probably do that.
Oh, bitchin'! I got 14.
Jay. Yeah, I'm gonna use the reroll.
Thank you, people, for giving us the rerolls. They were very useful, yeah.
Oh, you were so good, Jeremy.
I got 14.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. You lift up the skirt, and what you see is that the widow's legs have been spread somewhat apart, and that heart that had been ripped out of her chest has been shoved up into her privates.
Rather glad I didn't eat
Oh
anything
dear
this morning.
God, I found the heart.
Do you know, usually I have a joke for this. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, good. This is no time for a joke.
Oh, it really
Marcel
is.
is good in the lounge.
It's a very good time for a joke, but... Oh god, I'm going to have to face my emotions now, aren't I?
Can you promise me that? Can you promise me a joke afterwards?
Yeah, I can do that.
Good. I'm gonna need one.
I hand him a hip flask of brandy that I may have stolen.
Thank you.
Leave some for me. Heavens. Is there any other evidence we can look at here? Or is this one of those things where the more we are only generating insanity instead of actually gaining any more info?
I can tell you right now that you have discovered what can be discovered by you at this crime scene currently.
Yeah.
Thank you. Currently? Cryptic. Should we, Oh, heavens. My laptop's doing something.
You dropped out of Discord, Rick.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's still here.
Hang on a second, my laptop's doing something.
There we go.
That's weird. That's weird.
What on earth is that? Sorry about that, everyone. My laptop decided it was going to do something.
Huh.
Anyway, where was I? Yes, heart in for JJ. Gotcha.
Marcel,
Mhm.
you find out that the widow had gone missing sometime between she went to bed last night and this morning. There was no sign of anyone breaking in her stateroom. She also tells you that the widow did have a habit of going out to get fresh air in the middle of the night sometimes because she would get a little bit seasick. And her aunt surmises that this may have happened when she took one such walk out.
That's right. Writing down notes. Okay, is there anything else I can ask her, or is that info I can get?
There's not much else sense you can get out of her because she keeps dissolving into tears.
Then Marcel tries to console her and try to calm her down.
Please roll a psychoanalysis.
Mm-hmm. That's a 25, and I have 25.
Yeah.
Is that a success? Or?
That is a success. You manage to calm her down a little bit, but you can't. You know that if you push it, she may just break down again. But you manage to get her to a point where she's able to focus on her breath, and she's able to drink some tea, and you even get her to eat a biscuit. And the doctor thanks you and says that he will escort her back to her quarters so that she can get some rest, and that one of the female staff members will join her and look after her.
Merci. Madame, I promise you, this will not go unpunished.
And I return to where the other guys are, but I really don't want to look at the body.
At that point, I think both Archie and Thomas may have come back inside.
Well, I do have one final question, Your Honor. The blood.
Yeah.
Is it indicative of someone who has been murdered on site, or is there a trail of it going inside or anywhere else?
On site, it would seem.
And Parable rigor mortis, has he got? Is she limp again, or is she stiff?
He wants to establish time of death.
As far
as you can, I think you'll have to roll another medicine check for that.
Yep.
As this happened, Marcel might join them with his back turned and says,
I believe she was accosted somewhere during the night.
did we get an exact time when she went to sleep?
No, but you know that she tended to have her little nightly strolls around 2 a.m.-ish, between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. And Thomas, you hear Marcel's voice through the sheets. So, and what did you roll for medicine?
15. So that's a pretty good success.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Can you roll a spot hidden for me again? Actually.
Oh,
I'm going to give you a little piece of information that I hadn't actually planned.
Yeah. Yeah. 34.
Because you're focused on time and such, and because your medicine check was so well, and you did your spot hidden, You do notice that she has a small lady's pocket watch that's been smashed.
Smashables.
And it stopped at around 13 minutes past 2
God damn it,
a.m.
Oh, gallbladder up the nose.
Did I hear Marcel?
Yes.
Cooper looks over the sheet. So, around 2:15.
I see.
Marcel scribbles it down.
Then he comes out from the sheath and cover up nicely, will you, please?
I'll do that, sir. I'll do that.
And be careful. Be careful with legs. Just.
You know the writing?
Yeah.
How's it been, well, done? I mean, obviously he didn't bring a 6-inch wide brush with him. Has it been done by hand, or has he been standing there like Bob Ross going slish,
Yeah,
slish?
that is a good question.
A happy little murder
actually.
right here.
No.
That is a good
no
question.
happy murders.
If you can manage a hard success on spot hidden.
Or arts and crafts.
Marcel has a 25 in fine art.
Nothing haunts Archie like arts and crafts.
You brought up the subject of paintbrushes, Archie.
Just, I mean, is a 6 a hard pass?
Yes, that is an extreme success, and because you got an extreme success,
Doing well
there
today.
is a very uncomfortable thought that pops into your head.
No. No.
There is some dripping of blood on the floor of that wall that doesn't seem to be directly from the body. But it would make sense if the heart was used to write the stuff on the wall.
Oh. Oh, that's just bloody brilliant, that. So, the killer carved her up, yanked the heart out, and then wrote that message before, failing in putting the heart back in the right place. Who's the message to, though, do you think? Or should we go inside, because it's raining and I'm getting wet?
It's not raining.
It's not
but
raining?
it's one of those wet colds. It's freezing cold in a very wet way, so it feels like you're cold to the very bone. It's windy and bitter.
What the narrator said. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
There's whiskey there.
Sounds excellent.
Hey, can we keep that body on ice? Do you have like a freezer?
The higher-ranking officer that you recognise from your dealings with the Russian enters the scene just as you say that, and he has a few words with some of the other lads there, and he nods and says, "That is an excellent idea. We shall have that sorted."
Oh jeez, should tell Iffy that. Happens on occasion.
Very good thought, Archie. I will just give a quick report to the officer. I'll meet you inside.
Excellent. Me and Marcel will check the drinks for poison. Come on, Marcel.
Where? Where?
Come on.
Marcel looks a bit shaken.
Yep. Gonna take him by the hand and gingerly skip inside. And go find a place where we can get a drink.
Yep. You go inside. You see Professor Folder and Richard Block and Harriet are sitting around a table.
Someone owes someone $10.
No, wrong professor.
Okay.
You're not there anyway. Stop that.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah.
The officer is very appreciative of the notes and thanks you. And yeah, wraps things up neatly. So you may join the others. Meanwhile, Archie and Marcel, you found a place to sit. Are you sitting down with anyone, or are you sitting?
I want to sit with the other three. What is it? Dick, Block, and Harriet, and the third one who I can never remember because he's boring.
Felix Fulda.
Sure.
Is a job.
Is a German.
Is a German. Sup, kids? You remember Marcel? Take a seat, Marcel. That's right. Take a seat. Come on. So, quite a morning, huh?
Yes.
There has been a murder.
I think they heard that.
That's a morning.
It was Harriet that told us.
Yes.
Harriet looks pale, but her jaw is set, and she seems to be holding up fairly well, all things considered. Richard Block, however, is looking paler yet, and is fiddling with his coat.
I lean over to Archie. It's good.
Archie, I do believe the killer is on the ship still. Which,
Yeah.
which means no one is safe, and we should probably address this, no?
And how?
Do you think we should where is the others? Or keep this to ourselves?
I mean, what could you possibly say right now which would not worry the others? Oh, I know. Marcel did it.
I think it does a slow turn.
What? I tried.
No.
My bright ideas are all spent. Oh, thank God. Here's Cooper. Sergeant, please help me, rescue me from myself.
What did you do now?
Nothing. Marcel did it.
Marcel, what did he do?
What?
He accused me of being a murderer.
I did not accuse him. No one takes me seriously anyway.
Where is
That
it? You were talking about whiskey. Where is it?
Harriet kind of just like shoves a big bottle of whiskey that's been left on the table over to you.
Excellent.
I mean, not to.
We don't have any extra glasses, but
That's okay. He's had his shots.
It's alcohol. It's gonna kill most bacteria anyway. Grug.
That's fair. Alright, so, what do we know? Let's work the problem, people. Come on. We're smart. You're smart.
Well,
Remind me again. What did I find out about the cutting of the ribs?
It was a rough tool, wasn't it?
yeah, it seems to have been done using a rather rough tool, such as a small bolt cutter or something like that.
That was
Flipping
yeah.
action.
and the victim left her cabin at around 2 a.m. and the time of murder would be 2:13.
Wasn't the
Do
time
we
of
know-
murder
need to
10?
find someone who can see persons? No?
Hang on, just to clarify, they left their place at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then the murder took place at 2:30. Did you say?
13.
2:13.
The watch, her pocket watch was smashed. It had stopped on 13 past 2. That's not much time.
Well, the aunt did say that it was usually around that
okay.
time. So she could have gone a little earlier than 2 o'clock, but she would usually have a stroll sometime around 2 to 3 a.m. But it wasn't like clockwork.
What time is it now?
It is now coming up to 10 o'clock.
So no one found the body up until like 10?
No, it was found. Sorry, hang on. I did a little boo boo. It is earlier than that because I said that it was breakfast, didn't I? So let's see.
It would be around 6 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't it? On
Um,
boats, they tend to wake up.
yes.
Generally.
It's around 8:30 now.
Alright.
Actually.
So the body was found around 8, 7:30.
Probably around 8-ish. Keep in mind that this it was also outside on the deck, and it's particularly cold today, so it makes sense that no one would be walking out there immediately,
Yeah.
as it's not exactly a place you would walk out in the morning anyway. Harriet tells you that she only discovered it because she was going out for a morning cigarette. And she saw other people there that had already discovered the body and contacted security.
And with the amount of blood, can Cooper guess that the victim was alive during the stabbing?
That's pretty specific.
I watch a lot of CSI.
We're talking 2 minutes between 14:13 when the watch stopped, and you estimated the time of death at being what, 2:15?
Yeah.
Well, that's when the clock stopped. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the time of
That's
death. But your medicine check did indicate that it wouldn't be short. It wouldn't be long after. And from what you could see, it looks like whoever assaulted her had straddled her, keeping her arms locked with their knees or legs, and sitting astride her, and then cut her open while she still lived.
Hey, what was the message?
Did I see any markings on how they managed to silence her?
No.
What was the message on the wall again?
Will you be the ones to find me?
That is interesting. That is very
Do
interesting.
we have a time frame? And I suppose cause of death is visceration.
The amount of blood indicates that, yes,
It
visceration,
looks like
massive amount of blood loss, and then having the heart ripped out would probably do
probably kill you.
the job.
But we have no motive or no suspect. You are some more experienced investigators. Do you have any thoughts?
Oh, plenty. You're not going to like them.
That is a recurring fact. But do tell.
Well, okay. The killer obviously had stalked the victim because he knew that she'd be out there in the cold at that time. He's obviously planned this out. I mean, will you be the ones, plural, indicates the message is for some group? I wouldn't be so crazy as to think it's either the whole ship, the security, maybe us, maybe these three, point to the three in front of them. There's also the fact that, well, he didn't take any trophies, as far as we could tell.
There were no other organs missing, Cooper?
It's missing from the cavity, but it's found.
What's
Yes.
most worrying is the fact that the killer didn't
Hey,
seem to use medical tools.
Oh, sorry, it was.
Yeah,
Will you be the ones to find me?
Right.
No,
right.
stop me.
So
Not find.
it's just
Stop
to
me.
triple check. The
The,
words were exactly, will you be the ones to stop me?
Yes.
Right, got it. Cool.
Ones
the
with an S, not
initial
one.
cut could have been
Plural.
done with any sharp knife. The
Okay.
rest, was a much rougher tools. Quick, dirty, like a pair of cutters or something.
So, say if I did this. Hypothetical question. How much blood would I have on me?
Oh, a lot.
And how would I stop it from
If
dripping?
you open the chest, the heart pumps about 5 to 6 liters of blood around the body. It will be a lot.
Even faster at that point where she knew she was going to die before she carved up like a stuck pig.
Marcellus puts his hand together like there and goes,
The only place you will find something on a ship that would shield you from liquid such as blood would either be a raincoat from, I suppose, anyone in the crew, or perhaps a butcher's apron from the kitchen. Also, you mentioned that the tool was a rough tool, a bolt cutter,
Mm-hmm.
and the only place, unless they were brought by a passenger, would be the lower decks for maintenance.
It's a fair point. But then again, anyone could bring on something like that. Garden shears could have done it, right?
It's true. I suppose most people are search before they go on board, with the exception being Teddy and his massive gun.
How strong would someone
But
have to be to
I
do
mean,
this?
yeah, you saw what happened there. I pulled up a large knife, and things can be easily hidden.
But there are no restrictions on bringing carry-on luggage into your cabin, no?
Oh, it definitely is. The trick is to not
Hmm.
shoot around.
So we are looking for a freakishly strong, I'm assuming, man.
I would say that's a safe guess.
Yes.
Well, I suppose, where would we find someone fitting this description? Doesn't sound like a upper class person.
No,
You'd be
but
surprised.
maintenance could be a good start.
How did they walk away covered in half of this woman's blood without leaving any trace? You take a shower?
It
How
could be,
did how
could
did
be,
it walk away without leaving a trail? I mean, walking away, it's well and fine, but yeah, as you said, it should be a lot of blood. That should leave some sort of trail.
What's the longest route you can take without coming back indoors? You know what? We can't answer some of these questions. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First off, turn to the other three. Would you three please go and just hide somewhere? Because you might be the next targets, especially you, Harriet. Now,
You notice that at this point, Harriet is kind of stroking Richard's back because he's sitting there and weeping silently and shaking.
see, that's not going to help at all, is it now?
I think Richard should probably take some time. All of this is bringing back a lot of bad memories.
Specifically? Like, he's seen this kind of thing before?
Well, the stuff we went through with, the cult that we were running away from.
Hold on.
the cult.
Did this cult do something similar?
No, it was traumatizing. And,
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. I get it, yes, lots of blood, very tragic. Take him somewhere and get him drunk or something. I don't care.
I'll Professor, can we perhaps go to your quarters? And yes, of course. That would not be a problem. I think that is a very good idea. Yes. And they, all three of them, get up and slowly leave. The professor and Harriet on either side of Richard.
Oh, thank God they're gone. We're going to slow us down. Marcel, so you had a connection
What?
to the art.
The arts.
The other person, the person who knew the victim.
The aunt. Well, she did not have held me in high regard, so to speak.
Perfect.
But I believe we have overcome that. Well,
Great. A yes would have been brilliant. But what you can do is go and find out if she was hanging out with any suitors the day before. Because she will have noticed. Alright?
I do not believe she was.
Oh, you've already asked her. Right, my bad. Cooper.
Huh?
So we're looking for...
Cooper has already taken quite a good sip of the bottle.
Oh, it's going to be one of those days. Sergeant, do you think
Oh,
you
guess
could...
what? Wait till tomorrow.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Miss me.
What?
This Ripper, is he referring to the London killer? What's his name? The leather apron? That murderer in London?
The Whitechapel murders?
Well,
That would be extremely poor taste.
Is there any other Ripper that could... this person clearly signed his work. No?
He did sign his work, but as far as I've heard, that was letters to the police.
Does anyone remember how Jack the Ripper killed his victim? Was it anything similar to what you saw, Cooper?
Yeah, as far as I know, he never took the hearts. He took spleens. He took livers. There are similarities, yes.
Perhaps this is just more of a distraction. Is to throw us off the motive.
You know what we should do? We should basically go back to our cabins and spend the rest of the trip in there, no matter what happens, really. That's what we should fucking do.
With a killer roaming aboard?
There's always a killer roaming on board. It's whether they bother to do anything at the time. Cooper's a killer. You don't see
I have given my word that I would bring this to justice.
Oh, you silly fool. Why did you do that?
I do feel somewhat responsible for Charlotte's demise. We did not exactly live on proper terms. No.
Oh, right. Yeah. And had you known, you would have... What? Said something better? Stop the killer? Get used to that. That feeling right there? There's no cure for it.
Perhaps. But perhaps you can do something, no?
Sure. Yeah, right. Okay, well, like I said, if we found out whether she had any suitors or who she was with yesterday, we may be able to find out if someone was tracking her or following her. If we focus on seeing whether there is actually a trail of blood leading to any other part of the ship, anyone may have seen something, asked them to come forward, the usual stuffs. Come on, why am I thinking of this? I'm the clown. I'm the guy who fucks up all the time. Come on, what's up with you two?
Then I suppose we start looking for a clue then.
Good start.
I do believe I remember the route she took when she went outside on her walks.
Does Marshall remember that?
That's a good point.
Yes, because she told you approximately the route that she would take. Her aunt, that is, told you.
Because if she took that route, the killer would have done as well. No? You cannot track what you cannot see.
That is a good point. And I can tell you now, a woman on their own in the dark, if she noticed any man they weren't familiar with, her behaviour would have been different. Which means either he's very quiet, or she knew him.
Then I suppose we should get going. Unless you wish to hide in your cabin.
Well, I mean, you made a promise, didn't you? Huh?
What?
The promise you
stand
made to
by
the
you.
ants?
Pepper, you are being quiet. What say you? Do you wish to hide or do you wish to find this person?
So let's find him.
Just hoping for this moment that Cooper will just stand up, cock his gun, like, let's fuck. Much more cool.
Let's go.
Bon. Then I suppose we
No
should start
one's
by backtracking, no? It's a 6-hour window, but perhaps there are some clues left.
Yeah, we need to move before the moisture moves any more blood off the deck. Or if some silly maintenance sod cleans the deck. Oh,
Or if some silly maintenance toad is the one responsible. Well, we should make haste then. Alors?
crew would have access to it.
Marcel gets up and starts going back up towards the deck.
At least he's driven.
And
what's
I
up?
think
Come on, Archie.
that's a good place to just have our break, because then we can be back at approximately past.
Cool. I'm gonna set this up just so Cooper can kill him.
Marcel's gonna die. Marcel's gonna die, so...
I think Marcel is the killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
This super tiny little Frenchman who has no fighting skills.
Yeah.
It was Peggy all along.
It was Peggy all along.
This is why she hides, to wash off the blood.
Yes, she wears all those feather boas and stuff to hide her rippling muscles.
I don't think anyone would have considered a woman capable of such a gruesome act at this point in history.
Never.
It's it's good time to be a female serial killer. Staying.
So, we're gonna take a 10-minute break and we will be back at past. So, see you very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Half past.
Do not go anywhere. Okay. And we are back again. So, let's see. Let's get some music, shall we? Here we go.
Okay, so overexposed, I can only see his facial hair and eyebrows.
There we
I
go.
think I might actually do that on purpose when Archie gets a bright idea. I rolled like a below 5 on a skill check.
Like, yes.
I'm not the only one who thinks it, though, am I? We really could do with Peggy on this one.
Yeah. You really could. So,
Come on, guys, we can do this.
the three of you get up from the table.
Yep.
Had some drinks.
Gonna go and check on the professor.
Marcel only drinks coffee by this point.
Give it time.
So Archie's gonna go and check on the on Professor Peterson.
Yeah, because $10 is $10, Joe.
And Marcel, are you going to join Cooper or Archie?
Cooper.
Cooper is thinking of joining Archie, though.
Okay.
Good, I need a witness.
And then Marcel will join the others because...
Just bring your cup. Let's just
Alright.
bring the cup. We need it.
Let's go
Cooper
see the professor, then we get on with this now.
takes a cup and leaves with it.
And some raw toast.
Do you know what? I just suddenly feel the urge to do some PvP action here. Lucha's got.
You can't catch me, I'm too fast.
You can't catch me. Lucha's got a good point, actually. If he's got experience with forensics and crime stuff,
Yes, she does.
should we just go back to the bar and let Iffy solve it? Hey,
Well, you could send-
Let's,
you could
Most of
send-
us get drunk.
yeah.
You could send Ify back to have a look at the crime scene while you go to the professor.
All right. Detour.
Your cabin, or your shared cabin, Archie, is on the way.
Excellent. That's very convenient. I knock on the door.
You hear some shuffling and then a chair being... well, first you hear a chair being moved on a floor, and then you hear some shuffling about, and Ify comes to open the door and says, "Oh, it's you. What's going on?"
Evie, who did it?
So there's been a murder. It's pretty gruesome.
A murder.
Huh?
A murder.
A murder. Yes.
Right.
And it's on the deck. Can't miss it. They haven't moved the body yet, I don't think. So basically, the killer has stabbed her laterally up from the stomach, up, and probably used clippers of some kind to remove the rib cage out of the way, pull the heart out, write a message on the wall, and then shoved it up her lady canal.
That all sounds in rather poor taste. So what do you want me to do about it?
I was wondering if you could put your skills to work and see if we've missed anything. Most notably a trail leading from it.
Alright. Leave it to me. I shall have a look.
Oh, just like that?
Aye.
Oh.
Just need to get changed. I'll bring my good clothes if there's lots of blood.
Yes, there is. A lot of blood. Cool, alright. Gentlemen, if he's on the job.
You are okay with her going alone?
Yes. Yes, I am. In fact, I would say, quite without a shadow of a doubt, I would be more worried about being alone.
Siggy says, "You're gonna leave her alone?"
Yes.
Rest assured, there will still be people there because it is a crime scene.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a shame, because I would not... if I had to put odds on someone, it wouldn't be on the killer.
Well, I suppose that is comforting.
Be like, oh, I see, you're gonna cut my heart out. Ah, fuck you, I'm gonna cut your heart out.
Shiv you, I will.
There's two people trying to cut each other's hearts out on the deck, you know. Opposed to carving checks.
Go up to the deck and we just find Aoife beating the shit out of the killer and like, solve it.
Anyway,
We should still make haste towards the professor.
Yes, we're gonna leave the murder alone with Eva. Evie.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
I mean, for murder.
Yes.
Oh,
From what I've seen, that sounds like an appropriate punishment, but first we must find this killer.
You approach the professor's
hang
stateroom.
on. Siggy's calling me, saying Archie is being ungentlemanly. At what point in this entire fucking game did I ever give the impression that Archie was anything close to gentlemanly?
Yes, Fud. He
The
is
shoes.
ungentlemanlike. That
The
is
shoes.
very true.
So anyway,
So-
Professor.
As you approach the professor's stateroom, You see that there is something hanging on the door. It looks like one of those do not disturb signs.
Oh, that's cute. Throws it away. Bang, 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 bang.
Do you knock hard?
Yes.
Okay.
I inadvertently cause him to have a heart attack and get myself $10.
There is no response. However, because of the force you're putting on the door, you notice that it is ever so slightly ajar.
See that, Marcel? Get that $10 ready. Oh, Sergeant, you're up.
Alright.
This is a morally decrepit man.
Cooper's gonna carefully open the door a little bit and try to peek inside.
He's an expert at these kinds of things. Just let him deal with it, you know?
I suppose he's capable, yeah.
You open the door?
Slightly.
Yes.
Just enough to have a glance.
What is your down under the IC?
Oh, crap. Oh well.
The room is
I'm bleeding.
dimly lit.
Ah, dark
Similar
vision.
to what it was the last time you were here. However, it is quiet. Everything is very quiet. The only sound you can hear is the sound of the fan in the ceiling, seeming like it's trying to spin, but there's a rope in the way. And the professor is dangling from it. There's a chair that's been tipped.
Marcel
Lying on the
rushes
floor.
forward and tries to push up the legs.
Help me with this! Help me with this!
Yeah, Cooper runs in and cuts the rope. Catch him.
Archie, you notice that the door kind of not slams, but slowly almost shuts again. So it's not complete. It's not shut, but it's closed per se. The doors on this boat are all kind of have a bit of a spring in them, so that it's kept shut, or at least. But this one hasn't closed
It's not a bulkhead
properly.
door, in other words. It's not a bulkhead door. It's not designed to be like manually closed and bolted shut to prevent water moving.
No.
It's just, yeah.
Yes.
Fancy door.
Gonna switch the light on.
Yeah.
Click.
Cooper, you managed to cut the rope, and you check his pulse, I'm assuming? Yeah. He's dead. He's also very, very cold. He has been dead for a little while. Archie, please roll a listen.
Wait, what?
A listen.
A listen test.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a what?
Do I listen to the sound of my resources going up by $10? Okay, hang on. That's 5 and that's 2. Donny McGrew. Let's see. I've got a shit ton of luck actually. I'm gonna burn 52 to carry the 1. Yeah, I'm gonna use 8 luck to get under that.
Mm-hmm. Because you're standing near the door,
Yeah.
as you switch on the light, you think you catch a muffled cough outside.
Cool. I'm just gonna open the door fully so whoever's outside can see the body, and the other two trying to do CPR or something.
Yeah. What you see when you open the door is a sailor standing bent over as if and like ear up to the door, clearly eavesdropping. And let's see. Yeah, and he kind of. It seems like he's been leaning a little bit on the door, so when it disappears, he's like, "Oh," and catches himself.
Amateur.
Hello. And let's see.
Enchantment?
Yeah, he makes 2 sprint for it. I need you to roll a dexterity roll
Why?
if you want to hold him back or stop him.
Alright. Looks like I'm running.
Oh, that wasn't the track I was gonna start, but fair enough.
Oh, Jesus. Right on the dot. I got a dexterity of like 50. I got 49.
You just manage to grab the scruff of his neck as he tries to bolt off. So you got him held there. Cooper, Marcel, you see there's some kerfuffle by the door, and you spot Archie grabbing onto a sailor who seems to be trying to run off.
Marcel goes up and assists him. Just runs over.
Yeah. The sailor is just looking wild-eyed at you and is trying to struggle free. I need you to roll a strength check, Rick.
Oh, why would you do this to me?
Cooper is on his way too, by the way.
Do you know what? I'm gonna do something stupid. Let me try this first.
So a tiny man comes out and he's like, "Oh, I can get out of this," and then Cooper comes right after.
Right, alright, so my strength is 40. I just rolled a 6, right, which would be a fail. So, what I'm going to do is...
You rolled a 6?
I rolled like a 60, so it was
60.
fail. So I'm going to push, with the idea being that holding onto his collar of his clothing, I'm literally just going to just throw myself on the ground using my entire body weight. Now, if this goes wrong, I'll probably end up, like, chipping myself in the face. If it goes right, my body weight will just pull him down with me. Instead of trying to use my muscle mass, I will use the entirety of my body mass index.
Okay, did you want to
Marcel
push your roll?
assist
I do.
or something?
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, Marcel can assist?
Yeah, but he hasn't quite reached you at this point of time.
You just want to see this happen, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, I got... no, wait, that's the wrong way around. I was a 1! Ah, I thought it was a 7! I got a 1. Which means, no matter what I roll now, it's going to be a 10. It's a 13, Rin! If you wanted to see me chip me teeth away, you're going to have to stay and play.
Excellent. You managed to topple him, basically.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
He topples over, just as Marcel and Cooper in tow comes over.
Oh! Hey guys, guess who I found? It's,
Is this the killer? No?
he ran away from me, Marcel. Do you think the killer would run away from me?
A fair point. Who is this man?
You don't have to agree with me so well.
He is looking he's lying on his side and looking wild-eyed up at all of you, still trying to struggle free, but now with 3 men there to hold him down. He has literally nowhere to go.
Alright, let's get him back in the room.
You're in a hurry there.
Not here. We're not going to interview in the corridor. Let's take it back into the office. Or the professor's room.
Okay.
Have to keep it.
Between the 3 of you, it's not a problem to drag him in.
How big is he?
He is a little shorter than you, but he looks strong. Like he's he's a sailor and clearly has done a lot of manual labor.
Would you say rib cage splitting strong?
Can't really see through the clothes.
Yeah,
Hello, Phil boy.
Elvis crows and pour oil on him, they'll That'll get him to talk.
What made you think baby oil was going to help?
You drag him into the room. And
Close the door.
Close the door. Okay.
Now, let's try this again, please. And for the number one tip, don't try and eavesdrop on a half-open door, especially when you have a cough. Muppet.
Marcel, please roll a psychology.
Roll a French check.
That is... What is that? 58. Yeah, that's good.
You're looking at a man who is giving you clear indications that he does not understand a single word that's being spoken.
Mes amis, I do not believe he understands us. He does not speak English, I believe.
I tried to say something in French. Just,
Alors? Parlez-vous français?
Same look. All of you, please roll a spot
Super
hidden.
tried.
Yes.
What's hidden?
Yes.
Ooh! Q. I see everything.
89, I see nothing.
I got 20. I see just the things that I'm meant to see, not like, quantum realm shit that Cooper's going through right now.
I see the fourth dimension.
You see the color out of space.
Oh no. Don't make that a rule.
Yeah. Okay. How did you roll, Rick and Eric?
Oh, I got 22.
Really bad.
Okay. So, Archie, first and foremost, I need to sneeze. Sorry about that.
It sounded like a sound effect.
Bless you.
Archie and Cooper, you both notice that he has something around his neck, like some sort of strange pendant. And Cooper, you also notice that there's something sticking out of his pocket that looks a little odd.
The pendant? What's the design? Is it familiar? Is it the same design that's on my lighter?
Let us see. Give me a moment.
Is it an eldritch star? Hail Hydra.
What does it say? Oh, is it not described? That's interesting.
Well, if it's not described, then its description is not important. Moving on.
It hasn't got any clear designs or anything that you can recognize.
Buy it from Wish or something.
But it kind of feels, when you run your thumb over it, it's like a stone of some sort. And it almost feels like, in lack of better word, it almost feels like there's some sort of pattern embossed into the rock. Because it's very faint and very smooth, but there is some sort of pattern. It's just very difficult to see. It's easier to feel it, but it's nothing that you recognize for anything.
Braille?
Cooper.
Yes.
What you pull out from his pocket is a small stone tablet.
Shit, he's got an iPad.
I look at it.
Let's see.
What on earth is a sailor doing on this ship who can't speak the tongue of the Empire?
The tablet is small and
Check
black.
later.
It's a black stone tablet with a corner that's broken off. And there's a sort of writing on the tablet, but you can't place what kind of writing this is. It's not some language or alphabet that you recognize.
And Marcel, look at it.
Yes.
He's got some archaeology or anthropology.
I hand it over to Marcel. Marcel, what can you get out of this?
Yes. Which
Brains out.
archaeology or anthropology?
Let's see. How much? Or what's the best one?
Best one is anthropology with 55.
Yeah, you can try that.
43.
The only thing that you can surmise is that this form of writing is cuneiform. But it is not in any sort of language or recognizable alphabet. It's not like it's hieroglyphs or anything that's like very easily recognizable. This is just no idea what this is.
Never seen anything like this.
Cooper tries to ask the sailor in Arabic, where are you from?
No response.
I think Archie's going to point at the body of the professor, look at him like angrily, and then point at him. Yeah, you understand that, don't you? Point back at the dead body.
He looks over to the dead body, looks at you, and he says nothing. He just keeps looking shiftily at all of you.
I guess Marcel asks something in Mandarin, like, would you? Nothing.
Really, Mandarin? Well, all right. At the risk of sounding dodgy, where does this guy look like he comes from?
Where did he go? Where did he come from? Can I Joe?
All right, don't do this.
He looks Western, for all intents and purposes.
Oh, he's
Marcel
Canadian.
tries to say something in Russian from the previous encounter. Anything?
Ruski.
Nothing.
Что?
Nothing.
Ashnost.
I say we, how do you say, frisking? No?
Wait a minute. Archie
Cooper's
taps to his...
gonna pick up the rope
What?
Okay. Yeah.
and tie him up, the sailor.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. Just one last thing before we do that.
While Cooper is fetching the rope.
Okay. Archie leans like close into him, looking in his eyes, and then taps his throat. And then does this whole gesture like...
He just grunts and kind of like... Ugh.
Achie. Hello.
No. Oh, Archie slaps him hard across the face.
Marcel dies.
He slaps Marcel or the
No.
sailor?
Don't touch me, Frenchie! What do you mean? And that is how...
Boundaries!
Do you
Boundaries!
Do you want another 100 Years' War? No, he's just going to slap the sailor.
Yeah. The sailor simply takes it.
Kinky.
Very.
I give up. I'm out of options. Oh, here we go. Cooper, you going to get this one like herbal tea as well?
No herbal tea for eavesdroppers.
Marcelius looks him in the eyes and just points to himself,
Marcel?
then points to him.
He
Marcel?
smiles a little bit and then he just growls at you.
Archie takes his lighter out with the icon on it and points at it, bringing it real close to his face.
Oh, interesting.
I thought we were gonna like it burns it and puts it on his face or something.
Oh, that's always an option.
Interesting.
Gonna grunt at this,
see.
huh?
Give me a moment. I need to check something. I did not expect you to do that.
Well, I've seen all of the weird stuff coming out of his pockets, and I thought, alright, let's do a show and tell, you freak. If that doesn't work, I'll just get Cooper to lay into him for a bit. It's self-defense.
Learn English. No.
There's moments in like the movies where they're punching someone, like laying into them, but then in an RPG you have to roll to hit. So in an RPG setting, you're like, all right, I'm gonna lay into him for a bit. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Well, this is embarrassing.
You can't go over his AC. Nope. It's impossible.
That's a fair point, Rick. Rick makes stuff suggests that I set him on fire. Can I do that?
You'll have to wait a little moment.
All right. Rin didn't say I couldn't. I just have to wait. I think somewhere Peggy is like.
Surprisingly, it's surprisingly difficult to set a human on fire, so it's going to take a while.
Yeah,
I got time
that is true.
for the rest of the journey.
Oh, that's what I meant about wait a bit.
Are you still holding that pendant that he has around his neck, or have you taken it off him, or?
I'm gonna take it off him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but he's being a bit annoying, so I just yank it off his neck.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now they explode.
When you take out the lighter, that pendant feels like it's like it's resisting your hand in the opposite direction of that lighter.
Oh. Well, this feels rather weird.
It's like it's a polar opposite magnet. Brought too close to another polar opposite, so to say.
So I'm gonna put the pendant on the floor, and then I'm gonna chase it around the room, like with the lighter.
You put the pendant on the floor, and you do what?
Hey, what?
You bring the lighter closer.
Yeah. Does it roll away?
It shoots across the floor.
I think I found my newest toy, guys.
Really, Archie?
Shh. You got your things, I got mine. Okay, I'm gonna go and get it.
Marcel, since you're not doing anything at this exact moment, please roll another psychology check.
47. That's a good. It's good.
Yep. When Archie does this, that sailor's eyes widens a little bit. And he watches Archie, like, intensely. And then Thomas comes over with the rope and starts tying the sailor up.
Mm-hmm. So check this out, right? It's kind of like magnets, only insane. I don't want to shoot you with this by accident, but put this down on the ground, and I get the lighter, and if I just line it up like that
Archie,
and go, babushka!
Archie, could you please pick those two up?
Pick who's two up?
The lighter and the pendant?
The lighter and the pendant?
Pendant.
Oh, the pendant.
Pendant.
Oh, the pendant.
The necklace.
Okay.
Pardon.
He just picks up the pendant in his left hand, and he's holding the lighter in his right hand. Okay.
Marcel observes the sailor as he does this.
This
Do you bring them as close as possible?
No, I'm constipated. Of course I'm trying to do that.
How does the sailor react to that?
You do manage to get them fairly close, but your hands ache as if you're doing an immensely heavy workout, and all the pressure is put into the palms of your hands.
Are they resisting each other, or is it just the pendant?
They're assisting each other.
This is interesting. They protect.
Actually,
Which one's
actually,
protecting? What?
can I see that lighter, please?
Okay, but if you damage it or try and steal it, I will destroy you and the rest of your family lineage.
You give it to Marcel?
Would not be a big loss, no?
Fair. Yeah, I do.
Marcel holds it up towards the sailor.
And I'm holding just the pendant.
Marcel, you can add 1 sanity point.
Ah,
Wait, do I lose one? Oh, thank God for that.
The moment you touch this lighter, you get this... You get it's like someone... the same feeling of someone you care about putting a warm blanket around you. Like this comforting feeling. And suddenly you feel like a little less on edge than you have this morning.
Having a good time there, Frenchie? With my lighter?
Pardon. Wait. I'm just going to... Can I hold the lighter towards the sailor? Just hold it up.
He kind of inches backwards a little bit away from it.
Ooh! He moves!
And looks at Archie and Marcel. He seems to completely ignore that Cooper is tying him up.
Wait, does he have a tongue?
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, hey, before I forget, $10.
Marcel takes out $10 without even looking at Archie and gives it to him.
Thank you.
And then walks closer with the lighter.
Again? To the cultist?
Yeah. Cultist, you say?
Yes.
I mean, at this point, come on.
At this point...
Marcel doesn't know.
Jesus.
Nah.
He's a geek. He's a nerd.
Yes.
Yes.
With a higher strength score than Archie.
I mean, it's pretty clear that he's having some severe reactions to it, and at least Cooper and Archie, the two of you, this reminds you very much of a certain person who ran a shop. And the word cultist definitely pings into your head.
Press it against his forehead.
Especially with the fact that he has strange artifacts or what's the word? Not artifact. He has effects on him, and he's reacting like this to something that you have already been has already been established as being something to do with the mythos.
Press it against his forehead. Marcel.
Marcel looks to Archie and says, "This is the last chance to talk, if you understand us."
Oh, he had his chance.
Marcel pushes the lighter towards his face.
You see that he grows a little pale. And
That's it.
I need you to make a dexterity roll.
What is his head like? No, no, no.
It bites me. Ooh, 18.
Oh, you lucky.
Yeah. You see it before it happens because he starts doing the whole and so you managed to move before he throws up into his lap.
Oh.
Yours.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we know he's not a
We're
vegan.
gonna smack in the back of the head.
It's normal vomit, right? It's not like anything that crawls away.
Yeah.
Just checking.
And it's not a lot, it's just like a little gulp, like
Yeah, Cooper's gonna give him a smack in the back of the head.
You are the expert on this. Is this something that happens usually? Some people throw up from touching a lighter.
I mean, no. Only with Catholics. I think.
Have we searched his pockets? Is this all he has?
yeah. There's nothing else on him.
Can I have my lighter back, please, Marcel? I don't want to get him
Wait.
sick on it.
I gave it the lighter back to
Thank you. Light a cigarette with it. What do you reckon, Cooper? Should we get the ship security on it before they find us and get all suspicious?
We probably should, but I mean, we still have some time.
We do. I'll take the long way around. You guys have fun. Archie tosses the lighter to Cooper.
Oh, Cooper.
Hmm?
You get a sanity point back.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Again.
Cooper, remove 10 sanity points by touching the lighter.
As you catch it, yes, the memory of being back in Australia before the war just suddenly rushes over you, and you hear the familiar voice of your grandmother shouting out that the pastries are done, and it's almost like you get a whiff of those freshly baked pastries. And you have no idea why that memory suddenly just rushed into your mind. But it has this calming effect on you, as if there's still good in the world. There's still those small things that make everything worth it and make everything feel a little better.
Have fun with him.
You fetching cigarettes, Tachi?
Oh, yes. Just slowly.
Very good.
Oh, and check the professor's pockets as well. There's a reason why he's listening to us. Might well be because he's the one who... Oh, God. If I find out this guy's killed the professor and made it look like a suicide, I'm going to be pissed.
So you're kind of searching the stateroom a little bit?
I'm not. I just gave him the suggestion. Archie's leaving.
I think Marcel is going to go back to the professor's room to clue for looks.
Yes. He is cluing for looks.
You're looking the wrong
looks.
way.
Well, first and foremost, the glass and such from the evening before is still there. All the equipment is still there, still in nearly the same position as it was. You find several loose sheets of paper scattered around. And, where is it? There we go. You also notice that there is a note taped to his dresser. And it is in the professor's writing, you assume, from all the other writings you find around there. It says, "I see too much. I cannot go on. I am maddened by the things that lurk and wait. They are waiting now. Please give my personal effects to my cousin Morris in London, and burn my books in this room."
Marcel looks up and looks around if he can find any books.
There's some notebooks, and let's see.
It's like skimming through, see if there's anything that sticks out.
Yeah.
Falls to him.
I love that. Can I search the room for anything that looks fucky? What? Oh my
Yes.
god. Damn it, Chap.
You see, there is a book called Cthulhu in the Necronomicon.
I'm sorry.
And the Necron.
Cthulhu in the Necronomicon.
So this thing's got safety boats, right? I'm not that, but yeah, safety boats. Mm-hmm.
And after a while, you find another book that's called Nameless Cults.
And where to find?
Name drop.
Marcel, it's kind of hard to pocket a book, but Marcel was given a bag by Peggy last episode, so I think he still has that.
Yeah.
The book
So
is
he
still
pockets
in it?
those books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then-
you also find a few other things like his passport, which is on the dresser to which the note was taped. And if you look in it, the cousin he mentions, Morris Paterson, is listed as next of kin, and so is his address.
Marcel writes down the address and the name. Very good. And there's no sign of like struggle or anything out of the ordinary except the suicide. It looks like a suicide.
Yeah.
The small glass thingamajig that we used for the
Yes.
ceremony. How big is that?
Let's see.
Can he steal it? That's what he's asking.
Borrowing.
It will fit in the little net that you have.
That's
Put
bad.
it in it.
Yeah. It's the you've seen on the notes he's written about the glass of Mortlan. And let's see, what is this thing? And brazier.
Yeah, Marcel takes those.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's nothing else like pertaining to the body. Doesn't look like there's anything else.
No.
Then I think Marcel goes back to Cooper.
You did notice, having a look though, that oh, actually, roll a spot hidden.
Yep, 12.
Jeez, you're on fire today.
Yeah, these are good when I want to roll low.
You realise that the chair would have gone a little short of being able to reach up to the fan. However, the couch beside it, the armrest is a little higher. And when you look a little bit further in it, it looks like some of the wood inside it has given a little bit way, because there's a little indent that isn't on the other side. And feeling the velvet, you notice that there seems to be a bit of a crack. So, and the couch is standing very close to where the ceiling fan is. It wasn't standing there last night, so it's clearly been moved to stand closer to the ceiling fan.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck does that mean?
If you go, if you step onto the couch and sort of test out, like using the arm rest of the couch, you see that from where it's positioned currently, it would be very easy to fix the rope.
But why is it chair?
The chair is standing, or looks like it was standing immediately under where the rope is.
Maybe he fixed the rope with the chair and then hung himself.
It makes sense to you that he used the couch to tie the rope on the lamp or the ceiling fan, but shoving away a whole couch can be a little tricky, so he put a chair to stand on instead and kicked the chair.
There's nothing that indicates that it was not a suicide.
Not that you can see. It's not like the room's been ransacked or anything, and there's...
Yes, it has.
Well, now it has.
And then I think Marcel goes back to Cooper and closes the door.
Yeah.
So, Cooper, is our friend talkative?
Hey, he smacks him in the back of the head again.
Yes, Cooper, what have you been doing in the meanwhile?
I come in and Cooper is naked.
And yes, Lutra Gem, I will send you some crib notes.
Cooper's probably been lighting his pipe and blowing smoke in the sailor's face.
What a dick! I love it.
Just pointing with a lighter. He's gonna try to, just for the fun of it, if it's the lighter itself or if it's the fire that the sailor reacts to.
Okay, since you're doing that, you notice that it's the lighter itself. Especially when you angle it so that that little engraving is facing him.
He points to the engraving. Oh, this is the thing you don't like.
He doesn't really respond in any other way than like looking at you. He looks disgusted with you, like. Ugh.
Cooper's expression is quite the same. He also looks pretty disgusted with him.
Long and short of it, you do not manage to get anything out of him, as it's very clear that he doesn't speak any language that you speak, and he's not talking. And do you have anything in psychology or psychoanalysis? Psychoanalysis.
Yes, I do actually. In psychology.
Yeah. Please roll the bones.
Yeah, this is a success.
Oh,
We're fine today.
12. You recognize this sort of behavior, and it just strengthens that feeling of that word cultist in your head, because this man has the same demeanor and reactional pattern of the man you caught in Juju House. He doesn't seem to care about what you do to him, really, or it just, and he doesn't seem to be quite there.
Cooper's gonna try to get a feel of the pendant, if it's still there, or did Archie take it with him?
Archie?
I do believe last time I checked, no, I think he wouldn't have taken it with him. So that's stupid. He put it down on the counter next to the door as he left.
Yeah.
Cooper's gonna take a look at the pendant. Try to get a feel of the pattern.
Yeah. it's not something. It's not anything that you recognize. It's just like there's some swirls here, some angles there, but nothing that you can really make out. To
Nothing we
be
can see.
no.
No. What about the pattern on the lighter?
The pattern on the lighter is very clear. It's sort of a star that's carved in, and yeah, I actually have a picture of it here. And it's the same as the channel points in Twitch. It's a tiny little engraving underneath the lighter at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an elder sign, as you were informed by Professor Folder and Harriet.
I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas. So, metagaming question: is there anything Cooper can do, or roll, or?
Not really at this point.
No.
I think you've gotten any potential information that you could have gotten out of him. So what's left is really, what are you going to do with this man?
We'll just wait till Archie comes back with purity.
Yeah?
I mean, if he doesn't speak, how did he get a job? And if he still doesn't speak, we can lock him up as a suspect. I mean, he's big, strong, could probably murder the woman. And we found these weird artifacts that might say that he's in a cult. So, yeah, pretty good murder suspect, at least.
That is fair. It doesn't take that long for Archie to return. And you've got the Scouser with you, and his superior again, and 2 more men. And they come in. You... what have you told them?
I think the second he spotted the Scouser, probably says something like, "Hey, Wooly back." He goes over to him and says, "Excuse me.
What's that? What's that you called me?"
We found, unfortunately, we found another body. Luckily, it's nothing to do with the killer. Looks like some
Another body?
Oh, don't worry, you'll get used to it. It looks like one of our guests or fellow passengers has decided to kill himself. But we found one of the crew acting very sketchy around the scene, so we've apprehended him. So could you bring a few people and follow me?
Fair enough. Give us a moment. He is... you find him along with a lot of other crew, security, at the crime scene, obviously. No sign of ether at this point, for the record, that you can see. And he...
She's in on it.
He exchanges a few words with a colleague who disappears and comes back with someone who's clearly a little bit superior. Not the same guy that came down to Deck E with you, but he has indications that he is of slightly higher rank. He has a very full moustache and large chops, so to say. All right, so I hear there's been a bit of an unfortunate incident. Would you take us there, please, sir? He's a burly fellow with his gut sticking a little bit out of to put pressure on the uniform, so to say. He looks well fed.
Didn't interrupt your lunch, did I, by any chance?
I beg your pardon, sir.
No, it's lunchtime, so I just wondered.
Lunch? We've hardly even finished breakfast. Now, show me where this incident has been, please.
Well, incident. Follow me!
So, these three men come walking in, and they find you in there with a sailor. Have you told them about the sailor? Did you? Yes, yeah.
I said one was a sketchy crew member who was at the scene and we've apprehended him. On the way there, I do think he'd ask... so just out of curiosity, if I wanted to get a job on this boat, would I need to be able to speak?
Well, to be quite fair, that is not my department. You would have to talk to the ship's purser. He is the one who manages the lower member staff of the...
Well deflected. Nice.
No deflection here. It's simply not my department.
Sure. Okay. Sound just like my fucking father. Okay, now, gentlemen, brace yourselves. There's a lot to take in. Opens the door.
That's fine.
Yeah. You open the door to find Cooper standing by the sailor who's been tied up. The professor
I was in there too.
is lying on the floor. And the older officer indicates for the Scouser and the other fellow to go and check up on the professor as he walks over to the sailor. Yes. Looks like some of the crew from the low decks. Yes.
Well,
I would recommend that we take him to the ship's purser, and he should know where he is stationed, and what on earth was he doing here? Eavesdropping, you were saying?
not very well. We tried to speak to him in many languages. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to understand. Let me see. What do we try, guys? Spanish, French,
Arabic, Chinese Mandarin.
Chinese Mandarin, check. Of course, English. Of course.
Strange, but not unheard of. Money is money in every language, so... Oh, hello, Kasumi.
Now, my money's on him being Canadian.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah,
Little
I'm on to
kitty
you.
break. Before we go to the purser.
See what you did.
Before we go to the purser, we're going to the purser.
Sergeant, can I have my lighter back, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. The Scouser is sent off to fetch some more men, so that they can get a stretcher for the professor.
Can we call him Gary?
Yeah, you can call him Gary. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Gary
kitty
the
hairs
Scouser.
everywhere.
Yeah, Gascoigne.
Hey, sweetie. He returns shortly with a few more men. Two of them sort out the stretcher. Two more men who sort out the stretcher for the professor and carry him out carefully. And the Scouser Gary returns to help the third one. Get the sailor up on his feet and they make to escort him to the purser's office. Do you wish to join them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see what the purser says. His,
Actually, should we not check in on how Ify is doing?
Okay.
Perhaps.
You haven't caught the murderer yet?
Oh, I'm fairly certain that it's... Wait, that'd be too easy. I can check on her if you two want to follow the purser. Follow the guy to the purser.
Cooper, you think this is a good idea?
I mean, Archie does has a silver tongue sometimes. It might be useful to bring him along.
Is that a compliment I hear? Well,
Come on, Archie. I've given you plenty of compliments.
yeah,
Cooper.
yeah.
By the way,
What?
do you mention the personal effects that you took off the sailor?
I don't.
I probably have. Cooper's gonna mention it to the officer.
Okay.
It's gonna try to explain to him that this person looks like someone who's been the least being brainwashed by some sort of cult. He was carrying these weird artifacts.
Before you get any further, the officer looks at it. Cult? What sort of rubbish is that?
It's going to point out the few psychological terms he remembers, what to look for in someone that's been
make a
brainwashed.
persuasion roll.
Yes, I will also add that some of these techniques, I might use it to push the roll though, maybe later. But I'm gonna say it anyway. So some of those tricks might be resembling to what soldiers learn to never give up information if they're caught, and might push it. But yeah, persuasion.
Yep.
Ooh, persuasion is really bad. Holy shit, yeah, luck points, here we go. That's too damn close. I need to remove 8 luck points.
Before you do that, I need to tell you that you need a hard success.
It's half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad.
What is your persuasion?
15.
Re-roll with the bonus die has just been redeemed twice for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we can try that.
Tell him it's
Yes.
like communism. That'll help him understand.
Is it so 20?
Or tell him it's like people who try and convince other people that women deserve the vote. He seems
Remember,
like
it's
the
with
type.
the bonus die, so you roll the 10 die, or like the.
Yeah. I mean, probably not gonna get any better, but
Hey, sweetie. Oh
Chops.
no! What are you
I
doing?
was wrong. I was wrong.
What?
I'm terribly sorry. What on earth?
Say
are you
me.
doing?
I am the
Sim.
context.
Yes.
Assuming he's just
There
sat
we
on
go.
the keyboard.
I'm sorry. We had cat
I'm
on
back. Oh,
COC, cat
That
on
was a big-
keyboard, or COK.
that was
Cat
a
on
weird
keyboard.
experience. I felt so written.
Written off. I get it. Oh god. Oh man, that was dad joke.
Yeah, I
humor.
am gonna use. Is it 1, 2, 5, 6? Need to remove. Yeah, 6. 6 luck points, and I'm on a hard success.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He looks at you and is like, "All right, I shall listen." Fair enough. He was carrying effects, you said, of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And these are them?
These are them, and they are eerily familiar with what something we've been investigating earlier.
Well, I shall take it into consideration. I suppose some of these workers on the lower classes have somewhat, superstitions among them and so on and so forth. You know, sailors and lower class people, you know.
Can Cooper trace what sort of... you have to have some sort of military rank to be an officer on a ship as well, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other fellow that you had business with earlier, what rank he was. But let's say that he was a probably lieutenant colonel or something. So he was quite high ranking, and this guy is probably closer to a lieutenant.
Yeah.
You're not that familiar with the naval ranking system, but you can surmise that it's probably somewhere around lieutenant.
Cooper, when he agrees and they leave, Cooper's gonna go. Right, you are, sir. And try
Yes.
to try to stroke his ego a little bit.
It works. Do you give him the effects, the personal effects?
I quickly glance over to Archie. Then no.
What do you say? Because you're kind of. It seems like you're offering them to him.
I'm showing. If you don't mind, sir, we would like to take a closer look. We have an expert on these sort of ungodly investigations. But
Yes. That sounds good. Takes that load off my back. Wonderful. Yes. If you find anything, of course, we would appreciate learning about it. Yes.
Of course you are.
Yep. He heads off, and the sailor is taken with them. The sailor kind of looks over its shoulder at you, Cooper, and then casts a glance at Archie and Marcel as well.
Bye!
Toodaloo.
Marcel looks at Archie and Thomas with.
What?
There's been 2 murders and you're being so jolly.
He did not go to Lou at him.
You're right, I've missed breakfast. Hey, do you want to place another wager? You know what? Never mind. I think we should go find.
Yeah, didn't we plan to follow him down to the purser?
Well, we were a bit split on this one because we were thinking of checking in with Iffy and her investigation, and also following this guy down to the purser.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can simply ask the guards to let us know as soon as the sailor, as soon as we know what language he speaks.
Well, I mean, you're the military guy. You're fairly certain you should at least follow them.
I can follow and
Oh, hello.
see if I can learn something.
Brilliant. What do you reckon, Frenchie?
It might be a good idea actually. If we say he's a suspect of the deck murder case, since I was there, I might be able to have a word in.
Then me and Archie will go and see if has found any evidence.
Oh, hey, plus, Cooper, just tell the purser that you have reason to believe that the professor didn't die, didn't kill himself, and that maybe the sailor has something to do with it. Just to hold him there for a little longer than ever, you know?
Yeah.
At least put him somewhere secure.
Yeah.
Maybe next to
It's
the
clearly
Russian.
not.
So Cooper is following the officers to the purser.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the way there, this officer, the higher ranking one, is seemingly instructing some other officers on the way to go back and secure the room, so that it can be investigated should there be anything untowards happening other than the godless action of a clearly godless man.
Clearly godless man.
Yes.
I mean, people...
These
And-
non-Christians, how dare they?
yeah.
Yes. And
I need Jesus in your life.
Archie and Marcel, you were gonna head towards the other crime scene to check on Evie.
Mhm.
As you leave, you see two security staff members approach you and go towards the stateroom of the professor to, well, clearly check out the scene, if you will. Right. Cooper.
Yes.
It doesn't take you very long to reach the purser's office.
Yikes.
Malcolm Pinkham, the purser himself, is currently there, and he looks very surprised when the sailor is dragged in. And he is quickly filled in by the high-ranking officer. And Malcolm Pinkham listens with furrowed brows and nods. He raises an eyebrow when the whole cultist aspect is mentioned, and kind of like almost a little bemused, but nods nonetheless. Sweetie, stop it! Don't jump on my keyboard, please. But he listens nonetheless. He does ask about the effects, though. Like, if you mentioned there were some effects being carried by this man.
Yes, I do have them, but we would like to do our some research on them.
Yes. I would have to insist that you bring them to us before the end of the day, please.
I can. That,
What kind of effects were these? Did you say?
I show him.
Oh yeah, you brought them with you.
Yeah.
Well, at least if we can have one of them, perhaps the pendant, and then it doesn't seem to be much to investigate on that one. But I can see that there is some writing on that tablet, so that might be interesting to get an expert to look at. Just so that we have a piece of evidence for the deposition and such.
Indeed, and we will get we'll get the tablet to you as soon as we're done with it.
Of course,
It will be-
yes. That
yes.
would be marvellous, thank you very much. Yes, this is a serious matter, and a sailor working in the underworks should not be roaming around this deck. That is quite concerning. And yes.
And you are absolutely sure that he is part of the crew.
Yes. A moment. He drags out a quite rather large book, and he starts sort of rifling through it. You see that there is some on some of the pages, like a picture has been pinned on with a paper clip, and you also see like glimpses of name, rank, and so on. Clearly a crew list book or something. And he flips through, stops at a page and is like, yes. Right. Yes, this, he looks up and down and then seems to be reading further down. It's like, yes. Mishka, ano? And for the first time, the man speaks. Ano.
Greek.
You'll have to roll a other language. Make an other language check.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 10.
You hold your horses a little bit because the person nods and shouts for another man in the back room. Emil, would you please come out here and give us a hand? And a younger man, blonde hair and a bit of a stubble, looks tired, looks like he's been working a bit overtime, comes out, pen in his hand, and is like, yes, how may I help? You speak Czech, right? Yes. And he says, would you please explain to this man that he will have to follow us into the brig, and will be kept there for the time being until we have the deposition, and I will probably need your help to translate. And he starts. This young man starts speaking Czech, and the other man responds. But he doesn't seem to appreciate having to talk, and his answers seem very short and clipped. The man is taken towards the back of the room. The door is shut. There are clearly now at least 4 officers in the back room, in addition to this Emil fellow. And the purser makes a few notes on what looks to be some sort of form. Lieutenant Grantham, I believe they probably would need your help out on the deck with the grisly situation there, right? Right. Yes, of course, yes. The lieutenant leaves, and the purser looks at you and says, again, I appreciate so much that you brought this to our attention. It is a grave instance indeed, and it must be researched. And since you said you had professionals in the field, did you say,
Indeed,
that could research this stone thing of yours? Yes, we would very greatly appreciate any information that you find out.
Might we be able to interrogate this Mishka with the help of your translator?
You must understand that this is primarily ship business, if you will, and there will first and foremost be an internal investigation.
Of course.
So, depending on what we find there, we can certainly discuss this again at a later time once we have made our inquiry and gotten our deposition. Gotten our deposition.
Of course.
But I must admit we are a little bit swamped at the moment. As I'm sure you are aware of, there was quite the grisly scene at deck, and
Yes, I've made my report already.
Yes. He finds a very familiar set of notes scribbled on papers. Sergeant Cooper, is it?
Yes, sir.
Ah, wonderful, yes. Well, thank you again. It is good to know that we have such resourceful people with us here on the ship. But yes, you can see that he's kind of sweating a little bit, clearly overwhelmed with the amount of work that's suddenly been dumped into his lap.
Oh, the guilt.
Sorry?
Oh, the guilt of being the head of a cult.
Shark cult.
We're having a lot of call-outs in chat. Very sus! Red flags! Part of the ship, part of the crew.
See, I just think that Ren might be a bit tired now, you see, but people are reading it as like the character being really sus.
I think it's wonderful that people just like automatically jump to those conclusions. It makes it very easy for me to just like make everyone a suspect.
The purser did it.
Peggy did it. She's the only one who can't, who doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her all day.
Lisa's been there.
Yeah, well, we all know that Peggy
Lisa's in on
Lisa's in on it.
Yes.
is Lisa. Have we ever seen Peggy and Lisa in the same room?
One
Yes.
woman would be strong
On
enough
several
to,
occasions.
but two.
Lisa did.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, Archie and Marcel, you return to the crime scene on deck?
Wow, they cleaned
Yes.
this place up like not at all. There is still. I mean,
Yeah, they have actually set up an actual barrier now with like proper sheets, if you will, or like it looks like they've used those temporary walls that you can
blinds.
yeah, kind of, sort of. You know when they use trolleys for cleaning, for dirty laundry and such, and they have like big kind of walls. It looks like they've dismantled a trolley or two and just placed them up around, both to keep people away and to keep the view blocked off. They recognise you and tell you that your friend is has left recently and returned to her cabin.
Right. So,
And yeah.
guess we'll go into the cabin then.
Yeah. And that is where we're going to wrap it up tonight, because it is 10 to 9, or 9 to 9.
Also because if he's dead.
Actually, no, it's not even that. It's 5 to not 9, 5 to 10. So, and I am getting a little bit tired, so that is an element. See, Aoife's fine.
$10.
So,
We're gonna find Aoife holding the killer's heart.
we're gonna find out what
Ironic
Aoife
justice.
found out next episode. When did anyone last see Aoife? Dun, dun, dun.
Was it really Aoife?
Either or.
Will we ever know?
Is it Aoife or Oof?
Aoife.
I can't say it backwards now.
Well, we just heard what that she was seen a little while ago, so. Yeah. But that wraps tonight's episode up, and we will return again, most likely, if all goes according to plan, in 2 weeks. With cats. Here's our other cat. This is Kajit.
Hello, sir. Can I buy one of your attentions, please? Sorry, where I stopped.
It was the cats all along.
Kajit get worse if you get home.
Yes, Kajit got worse if you got scratches. Yes. But yes, thank you all so much for joining the chat and watching. Be sure to follow us on social media. Here we go. And if you need to catch up on some older episodes, you can find them on our YouTube right here. And of course, if you haven't already, please come and join our Discord server, because it's a lot of fun, where you can discuss any theories that you may have. Eric, did you want to say anything?
I was pointing towards the.
Pointing towards the chat. There.
Yes.
So have a wonderful evening, folks, and see you in 2 weeks. In the meanwhile, remember to answer the call.